How difficult is Everest Base Camp trek?
The Everest Base Camp is the most popular destination in the entire world. Standing at 5,364 meters above sea level, the Everest Base Camp trek gives you a spectacular view of Mount Everest.
Even though the results of the trek are amazing, completing the trek will take a bit of preparation. But don't fret, you must know that the trek to Everest Base Camp is not challenging in itself. You do not need hardcore training, nor do you require specialized skills. The factor that will affect the completion of your trek most is sheer willpower. Every year more than 30,000 people make their way to the Everest Base Camp to bask in the glory of Mt. Everest in front of them. People from all around the world gather every year to check the EBC trek off of their bucket list. People of all ages, shapes, and sizes have completed it. And we are here to support you to do the same. Even though the trek to Everest Base Camp is non-technical and achievable for almost everyone, there are still some factors that you must consider before taking on this trek.
Everest Base Camp trek difficulty.
Length. Many aspiring trekkers are concerned about the trek's length. The ideal trek lasts 12 days, not including the days spent in Kathmandu. The difficulty is in the altitude and not the trek itself. If you walked the same distance in a leveled ground, it wouldn't take you as much time to complete. The Everest Base Camp trek will require you to walk approximately 115 kilometers, round trip. It may appear to be a lot at first, but when you consider the acclimatization days and the slow pace of walking, you will realize that you will only be walking 10 to 12 kilometers per day. The trek is mostly like hiking in high altitudes, along with snowy paths and uneven ground levels.
Altitude.
The most tedious aspect of the Everest Base Camp trek is the altitude. Walking 115 kilometers on the leveled ground is not as challenging as walking the same distance in higher altitude as you progress. Your trek will start with a flight from Kathmandu to Lukla, 2,840 meters. According to our itinerary, you will get 2 acclimatization days, Namche Bazaar and Dingboche. Namche Bazaar, 3,440 meters, and Dingboche, 4,410 meters. This process will reduce pressure on your body and help you complete the trek successfully. On the 10th day of your trek, you will make your way to the Everest Base Camp, 5,364 meters. And make your way to the highest point of the EBC trek, Kalapathar, 5,550 meters. Trekking in this extreme altitude will make you prone to acute mountain sickness. Nevertheless, the acclimatization days will help you adapt to the altitude, and meanwhile, also relish your wondrous surroundings. Due to the extreme altitudes, we suggest you consult your doctor before taking on this trek.
Everest Base Camp trek training.
The Everest Base Camp trek is attainable. You just need a bit of consistent training to obtain it. If you are a beginner, make sure you exercise regularly for 3 to 6 months prior to your trek. While you do not need to lift heavy weights, you do need to do some cardio and leg exercises. Swimming, jogging, and sprinting in your locality will tremendously raise your stamina. Your body will also increase its ability to circulate oxygen. Additionally, hiking for 5 to 6 hours regularly will train your body to withstand that amount of pressure. With this simple training, you will have a much better experience trekking. The Everest Base Camp hike is an enchanting experience. Make sure you make time to take in the surroundings, since the path is as breathtaking as the goal. This article aims to give you an idea of how difficult the Everest Base Camp trek is. You must have already gathered that trek is a very attainable achievement. Put in some training and conjure up your willpower on the trek, and you will be set for the trek of your life.